If you really wish that your life would be an expression of freedom, then you must become an expression of freedom. And the highest form of freedom is when you become an intentional expression of your true self. Is when you're able to always intentionally express your truth. That's when you're not under the control of random things. That's when you're not a byproduct of your environment. That's when you're not under the control of random mechanisms, survival mechanisms, coping mechanisms that comes from your brain and compels your body to react or act in certain ways. And that also happens to be the highest form of self-love. It's when you love yourself enough to time after time keep choosing yourself over all of those random things. To keep choosing yourself over your environment, over your mechanisms. To love yourself enough to be a representation of your truth. And you cannot live long enough like this without seeing results, without seeing that your external reality adapting to this intentionality. If you really wish that you would create intentionally, as in to have it be that the things you project in your reality, that the things that materialize in your reality are things that you truly intend, that you truly want them to be. As in, if you have more money, you get more money. If you want more success, you get more success. If you want more love, you get more of that. If you want a better career, you get that. If you want a different location, you get that. That's when the frequency of intentionality floods into your life. And to have that, you must become intentional to begin with. Reality has a way. Reality has an absolute mechanism, or maybe even more than one, to give you what you truly are, to give you who you are, truly. And if you make it be that you are intentional, that you are under no condition going to stop being intentional, that no matter what happens, you are going to remain intentional, and that you are going to remain expressing your truth, then the frequency of intentionality will flood it through each and everything in your reality. And your creations will be intentional, not just random things that you don't want even happening to you or in your external reality. But you must become intentional to begin with, to be able to create what you intend to create. And that's something I've been experimenting with for a very long time, as in I've been trying to practice for a very long time. But just recently, only recently, I was able to maintain that, because I locked in. I decided that that's who I want to become. I don't want to be a random byproduct of anything, of everything, of regular random mechanisms. My survival mechanism, my coping mechanisms. I don't want to just act unintentionally or react unintentionally or think or feel unintentionally. I want it all to be something that resonates with me. You know, let go of the thoughts and the feelings, because once you've decided that you are going, because you focus on what you can control. No, your feelings are sometimes out of your control. Your thoughts the same. But what you can do with your life, the way you choose to approach life, the way you choose to live your life is within your hands. And your goals, your dreams, your intentional creations or your intentional manifestations might also be out of your control. So you just have to focus on what you can control, and that's how you choose to approach life. And the rest is just a byproduct. The rest will just be the result to you locking in on living intentional, on being an intentional expression of your truth. So let it be known. Let it be known that no matter what, you are going to be intentional. Don't beg for it. Don't even pray for it, because the best form of prayer is becoming your prayers, is starting with yourself. Ask as if you have received, and you shall receive. And when there are things under your control that you can implement your own prayer to, but you choose not to, then you're just throwing out random, empty, mindless words. But when you lock in, when you let it be known, when you signal that frequency into what you can control, when you let it be known that you are choosing from the field, that you are choosing intentionality from the field, that you are choosing being conscious and living intentional from the field, then that's going to flood through everything in your life. But to do that, you must really establish who you are. And that's what I've been struggling with. Because I wanted to be intentional for a very long time. I wanted to live like that. I wanted to only be a representation of my inner guidance, of my inner compass. But I did not really have a clear one. Because after years, after decades of putting on different personas to suit your reality, of trying to be someone, of trying to act up as someone, you get lost. You lose your true sense of self, because you have just become a byproduct. You get good, you give good. You get bad, you give bad. Someone treats you bad, you treat them bad. They treat you good, likewise. And in doing that, you eradicate your core. You lose your true self. You forget who you truly are. So you must first establish which of all of these personas, if any, is your true self. Because when you lose your true self, the goal you have in your mind, that dream reality, that purposeful, meaningful life you've been seeking, you've been pursuing, you've been dreaming about, is there to lead you to remember your true self, to go back to your true self. And once you've seen that clear, isolated, and look at it, establish this is the reality you truly want. That's the reality you want to be living. That's the version of yourself that you want. And that's easy to establish. That you will realize very soon if you wanna know it. And once you've done that, once you've established your true self, then it's easier to continuously make intentional decisions, to be intentional, to choose intentionally, to choose your intended truth. Then you'll have a clear path, a clear vision of who you are and who you want to become. And then that's what you lock in on. Decide that every time you feel as if you're gonna be a byproduct of your mechanisms, you are going to act intentionally. You pull yourself out of that ego identification and you realize and you become aware of your ego's awareness. Access that higher awareness. Look at yourself from above and always move yourself with intention. If you want to go there, go there. If you want to reject this, reject this. If you won't accept that, don't. If you want to try something different, go for it. Because nothing wrong could come out of this. Nothing wrong could come out of you committing to your truth, committing to your true self. That will only flood the frequency of intentionality and freedom in your life, because that's the highest form of freedom, and that's the highest form of love. That's the highest form of expression of truth. And when you keep choosing this from the infinite combinations and possibilities that you can choose from to live your life, to lead your life, if you time after time keep choosing this, then it will simply flood through everything in your life, including your manifestations, including your projections. If you chose intentionality with the things you can control, then intentionality will be about everything in your life. The things you wish to create, the results you wish to have, are all gonna be intentional. They're all gonna be part of things you intend to create or have. So let it be known, my dear friends, let it be known that that's who you are, that you have established your truth, and you are choosing it over and over other random things, over your survival mechanisms, over what the brain and your programs and your past experiences compel you to be, compel you to do, compel you to react or act. Like I said, the highest form of prayer, the best form of prayer, is when you become your prayer in areas that you can implement that too. Thank you so much for tuning in to another video by AfsConsciousFrequency. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel, because it helps me so much and it helps this video find its way to many more others who might actually need it. Until next time.